it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and today I'm going to show you how to play Don't Dream It's Over by Crowded House. Let's just take a quick look at what we'll be learning today.
There is freedom within, there is freedom without. Try to catch the deluge in a paper cup. There's a battle ahead, many battles are lost, but you'll never see the end of the road when you're traveling with me. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know they won't win.
So the first thing to note, I'm using an electric guitar today, but this works 100% on an acoustic guitar as well. Let's just dive right in with some chord shapes. First, we have a C chord, and then we're going to go to an A minor chord. Optionally, you can remove your index finger and make an A sus2. That sounds really good in this tune. And then we're going to go to an F chord. And if we're playing A minor, we can leave our index down, put our middle on the second fret of the G string, our pinky on the third fret of the D string, and then our ring finger on the third fret of the A string. Our thumb is lightly touching the thickest string. That gives us an F chord without having to do the dreaded F bar chord, which is awesome. If you can play the F bar chord, that's even better. But this one sounds pretty good. It's nowhere near as difficult. And then we're going to go into an E chord. And we're going to suspend our E chord by adding our pinky finger to the second fret of G. So I'm still leaving down all my other fingers. I'm just adding my pinky. And if you need help with any of these chord shapes, I have a free ebook. I'll put a link to that down below. It's free for everybody, and it's going to help you with all the chord switching, strumming, and all that, So if you really want to build up your fundamentals, there's a link down below for that. Either way, when it comes to getting these chords together, the first thing I like to do, let's just write down our chord progression here, is we're going to play downstrokes only through the whole thing, going 1, 2, 3, 4, A minor, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, E, 2, E sus. So our measure of E, we're playing E on beats 1 and 2, and then we're playing E sus 4 on beats 3 and 4. So you might need to practice that. I recommend just taking the time, downstrokes only, through the entire chord progression of the song eventually. Now we do that entire chord progression one more time, except at the end we just stick with our regular E chord, and that makes up our verse. To that, we can add a strumming pattern. It goes like this. And on its own, doesn't really feel like much, but when you play it in a loop, it creates a really cool vibe. So let's break that down. I'm going to do this on an E chord because I feel it's the easiest one to get the strumming pattern with. On beat 1, we're going to play a downstroke on the thicker strings of that chord. So in this case, I'm just kind of getting the E and the A string to create a nice bassy sound. And then on the and after 2, I'm going to do a big upstroke and stop the strings. That's the trick to making this one sound like the recording. We go. Let's count it out. 1 and 2 and mute. 4. 1 and 2 and mute. 4. So if you've learned with me before, you know that I make a big point of always moving your arm down with the numbers and up with the ands as you count. 1 and 2 and 3. Even if you're not strumming anything, like 1 and 2 and. But in this case, since our strumming pattern is so sparse, we only have 3 strokes out of our entire measure, we're going to make those motions really small. So 1 and 2 and. I'm just 1 and 2 and. I'm just making little motions, but I'm still moving. I'm still using my hand like a built-in metronome to keep my timing slow and steady. And another thing to note is that we're muting directly on beat 3. We really want to make every motion fall in with the rhythm so that we can completely lock into that groove. And you just practice that over and over. 1 and 2 and mute and full, and 1 and 2 and mute and full. And then you can just add another root strum on beat 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and really slowly. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and mute and full. And once you can do that once, the trick is to be able to do it a couple times in a row on each chord shape. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you want to gradually speed that up and just do it over and over again. And that's the vibe of this tune. Now, as we add this strumming pattern to our chord progression in our verse, we're going to play it 2 times per chord shape, except when we go from E to E sus 4, in that case, we're going to play it once on E, and then I'm going to switch to E sus 4 on beat 1, but I'm not going to strum anything. I'm just going to think 1 as I switch, and then we go 2, 3. So we just do a downstroke on 2 and a downstroke on 3. If you're quick enough, you can optionally shorten that first stroke. So switch, 2, 3. Do that really slowly. 3 and 4 and switch and 2, mute, 3, 4 and then you add one measure of E before that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and switch and 2, 3, 4. That's the trickiest part of the entire song, I promise. Anyways, we're going to take that now, and I'm going to play the strumming pattern through the verse. You can always watch me, see how this goes. Try it with me after. I'm going to set my metronome to 104 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, once you can do that, the rest of the song is going to be a breeze. We're basically just adding one more chord shape, the G chord, and you can play that any way you like. I recommend doing a simplified version where we put our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the thickest string and our pinky on the 3rd fret of the thinnest string, because we're coming from an F chord, and if you're playing it that easy way that I showed you, your ring finger just needs to move over a tiny bit to the thickest string, your pinky to the thinnest string. It's a very quick switch that way. And then into the C chord preceding the G. It's a really smooth switch there as well. I'll just write out the chords for the chorus here. It's much of the exact same, except we're adding that G chord. We're going to play our strumming pattern 1 time per chord shape. You're welcome to just play downstrokes through them, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. You could even sing. This is a great time to practice singing with the chord shapes. Hey, now. The world comes in, they come. You can just practice that. And then when you're ready, we can add the strumming pattern. The one thing you'll want to take note of is at the very end, when we go F, G, we're going to do the same thing that we did with our E chord, going, except going from F to G. So you might want to take a moment to practice that. The strumming and rhythm is exactly the same. We're just using different chord shapes. We're going root, up, root, switch, and then down, down on our G chord. We're still at 104 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what we've just learned makes up pretty much the entire song. There is that intro. And if you want to learn that, I think that deserves its own lesson because there's some barring and there's quite a lot of other stuff involved in there. So let me know in the comments down below. Now, as far as putting the entire song together, we would play a verse and a chorus like we just learned. Then we have another verse and another chorus, except this chorus doesn't have that G at the end. We just play F with our strumming pattern 3 times. Then there's an instrumental section, which is just like our verse, except we don't have that Esus 4 thing. We just keep it simple. And then there's another verse, another chorus, and they just keep repeating that chorus chord progression, F, G, C, A minor, over and over again. The recording fades out, but I recommend ending with a bunch of F chord like 3 times. The same way the chorus ends. That's a really good way to kind of finalize the tune. If you want to play the entire thing with me, I have that available for members of my website. I'll put a link down below for that. And if you haven't grabbed your copy of my free ebook, there's a link down below for that too. Hope you enjoy learning guitar with me. And if you do, I'd love it if you would take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. That'll really help support us here. The best way to support the channel is, of course, checking out membership, which gives you access to all my courses, all my YouTube bonuses, like the full play along, worksheets, stuff like that, and also access to my community where you can get feedback directly from me. Either way, have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.